Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. This is my Chibson. It's not a video about Chibsons. I don't give a fuck what your moral standing is.
Don't even care.
The moral high ground does not exist anymore, all right? What a stark, depressing opening. But let's move on and do something a little bit better. This is my Chibson. I'm never selling it. I'm leaving that on the headstock. This lives in Fritzl's basement. What a better place for it. But I don't like the way it looks. It's really ugly, isn't it? I don't like that colour scheme on a Gibson. It's minging. And some things have come to light. I'm going to do several things to this guitar. I'm modding my own guitar. We're going to have a little look at a deeper look at this. Someone said to me that Chibsons have got lead in the frets. Bum, bum, bum. Well, we can't be having that because I play this quite often when I'm downstairs eating me pot noodles. Only joking, I eat fucking salads because I am an Adonis. I bought a lead testing kit. People will probably moan that it's not a very good lead. It's very well reviewed, so fuck you very much. I've bought one of these, an Levial kit, a lead test swab. I've swabbed my helmet. I'm lead free personally, but I'm not sure about the guitar. Ironically, if you find lead, it goes purple. You've got to dip this in water. I've got to dip this in water. I've got it ready, and Blue Peter. Blue Peter for guitar building. I'm soaking me tip. I've got an orange tip on there, and I've got to rub it on the fret. We're straight into the action here. No fucking around today. Banter started at 0. Action started a little bit after. I'm going to rub the fret. I'm going to get my fretboard a little bit moist, but it's not the end of the world. It's a fake Chinese knockoff Minger. Let's cut the wires off, shall we? They're not wires, they're strings. I don't give a flying monkeys. Mind your eyes. No one will moan about cutting the strings off under tension on a Chibson. If you're watching this from a Chibson factory, give the kids a sandwich, will you? Keep the world happy. I'm sure that's largely bullshit. Okay, so to sum up on this guitar, the tuners are a bit shit. They're not crap, but Geico have sent me, in fact, no they didn't. I bought some Geico lock-in tuners, which look the same, and we're gonna pop them on, because they're just sat in a drawer. So I thought that'd be a nice little upgrade. Lock-in tuners, fucking proper modern bullshit. Makes it easier to change a string. Doesn't affect tuning stability. That's all bollocks. This has got a plastic nut, a prosthetic nut. And everyone knows plastic nuts suck the tone out of your fingers. So I'll be replacing that. And I'll be making my very own bone nut with some sort of animal bone. I don't know what. All I know is that when I'm cutting this, it's going to smell like I'm having my teeth drilled at the dentist, which is an alarmingly nice smell. Little reference for Doc. All right, mate, hope you're watching. What else is happening? I'm going to sand off this top. I know this veneer is thinner than my fucking hairline. So I might sand through this photo of maple or veneered maple. Don't really care, because I'm going to give this guitar a light dusting of matte black. Oh, nowhere else, nowhere on the body, just on this top. And that's going to look rather posh, isn't it? Matte black, and then if that ever does scratch through and naturally relic, because we throw it around Fritzl's basement, it's going to bring through the sunburst. I thought that might look quite cool. It might not look quite cool, which is why I'm doing it on me Chibi, because no one's going to care and it's never leaving the workshop. I'm leaving the pots as they are. I don't care about the size of pots. I think we all know that by now. I'm not going to upgrade this bridge. Oh, it's very light. Oh, it is very light. I don't give a toss. It's fine. It works. Strings balance on it. So it's fine for me. I might be losing a millisecond of sustain. I might be, but I'll probably lose more self-respect if I change it. So I'm not going to. That goes in the pot. Bridge and tailpiece, fine. Pots, fine. Yes, we might be able to affect the minutiae of tone by changing the pot size or a capacitor value or the capacitor design. Maybe so. I don't doubt that capacitors make a bit of a difference, but I don't care. Not today, not in this shop. But I have got one little cheeky upgrade. These pickups, I did a previous video on the Chibson, on a serious note. Meanwhile, in Serious Town, I did a Chibson video and the tone of these pickups, fine. Really cool, especially with the dirty, gritty bullshit that I mask my terrible playing with. They came out with some great tones, but they're microphonic, which is very typical of cheap, really cheap pickups. They squeal like fucking pigs. So I'm gonna bin them. I am going to bin them. And the reason I'm going to bin them, and the whole reason I'm doing this, is because Mr. Warman Pickups, my favourites, up the links below, not an affiliate link, I'll just link it because they're fucking blinding value. He sent me these. Woo! Clear top. These are wired to the same spec as Slash's pickups. Well, anyone who's named after a piss must be class. So, putting them on that guitar would be absolutely gut-wrenchingly disgusting, which is why I'm going matte black, because they'll look really cool with the copper. Oh, copper. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting these in, Slash's pickups, piss pots. We're going to give it a dusting of matte black, and I'm going to take you through every stage. I'm not going to cut away. I will be cutting away. I'll be editing loads of shit out, because I say some proper inappropriate things. And sometimes me and the missus have to think, better not put that in a video. I might get cancelled. Right, a little change of tact, everyone. I'm just interjecting into this video. I don't even know if that's a fucking word. But we have a laugh and we have a joke on this channel. And on a serious note, I've got to get serious just briefly. We've raised £6,000 for leukemia care for me to go and run around like a twat around London. It's absolutely phenomenal. It makes me a little bit emotional. But I'll keep it to myself because I'm a stupid man. Now that leads us on to the change in tact for the channel for the next couple of months. I'll leave the leukemia care link on all my old videos. So if you're but for the next couple of months on the videos, my charity link is going to be different. We're going to be supporting this charity, Man Down UK. It's basically a charity that helps men with their mental health, and because we've all hit rock bottom, everyone has. And men are stupid. I'm stupid. You're fucking stupid. We keep our mouths shut. We don't talk enough. And there's people out there that's trying to change that. So I've been asked to represent this charity. I'm going to represent them partly through the Plymouth Half Marathon, the week after the London Marathon, but through the channel for at least a couple of months. And if you don't want to, you watch worldwide, I know you do. If you don't want to support a UK charity for a couple of months, that's fine, I understand it. But I implore you to talk to your friends. Open your eyes, because the internet's not real, but people around you are real, and you can spot if some of your mates need a good talking to, and you can support local charities. Just do your bit, all right? What have you done today that you can be proud of? I'll leave you with that little thought, and back to the video. That was serious, wasn't it? Fuck off. So here's my lead swab. Let's test for lead. I've got some water. I'm dipping my swab in. You've got to give this a good rub for ages. I'll do it so the camera can see. That is not changing colour at all right? It's still orange and yellow. So out of interest, because I'm fucking well prepared, here is a bit of leaded solder. Like, yay. That's what colour it's supposed to go. If there's lead in there, it goes like you've bruised yourself. So my conclusion is that there's no lead in these frets. That's not to say that some of them do have lead in the frets. Probably a worthwhile test. It's about 10 quid. It's an interesting experiment. We just did a bit of science.
Science!
Lovely. Bit of science. But it turned out that it's bullshittery and there's nothing wrong with these frets. I've level crowned and polished these before. They're quite soft. They're very small. They're not big frets. But I'm not going to refret this guitar because I do enough of that. And I'm perfectly happy with how it plays. I am going to put a little roundy shoulder on the fretboard. I'm going to warm her up. Give her a nicer handshake. No reference to Film at Night. I'm pretty sure I've pissed him off by wanking things off with tights. No disrespect meant, Phil. I'm actually a massive fan. And I'll leave this in as an apology. Just in case you think I'm a... So we're going to strip this guitar out and see where we are, shall we? Let's do that. I might speed this bit up and put a bit of music in. Bit of a repair to do on the headstock. Don't give a flying fuck. It's nice to do a job that I don't really care about for a change. I like it. It's good. Right, I'm going to now just give this a little bit of a dust up First thing I'm going to do is see if I can sand the poly off without going through the top. Right, sanded that off. I think it's a photograph of a cum sock. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's real wood. It's pretty hideous. I'm going to give this a final dust off. I've masked it up horrifically badly, like someone who's never used masking tape before. My mate Brian, who's a real painter, will be dribbling in his fucking snap box when he sees that. But I'll make sure I'll show him, because it's disgusting. Let's go down to Fritzl's. Let's give her a few dusts. I might give you a montage of the dusting. And then we'll come back up and we'll see what the twat looks like. See you momentarily. Right, so we're back on the bench, and you remember full well that I don't really film a lot of painting because I'm crap at it. But I've got here what can only be described as a piss poor paint job, which is fine for me. It's me chibi, and I want it to look a bit shit, which is just as well, because that's all I've got in the basket. I've got to scrape the binding, because a little bit's gone. I didn't bother masking the top off. There's several ways people scrape the binding. You can make a little tool, you can get a little bit fucking fancy. I'm not going to do that, because I'm not going to clear coat this. There's nothing going on top. So I'm going to basically just scrape it beyond, gently. And here we go. I'll film it with little Dave. Gently, gently. I don't want to leave an horrible step on there. And there we go, over off, we're nicely scraped. It's a terrible paint job, but like they used to say in the building game, it will look lovely from my house. And that's what we're gonna go with here. I don't give a shit, I don't care. If I drop the fucker, it's mine, and it's for living in the workshop and being abused by visitors because they want to play the humble chibi. Everyone's interested in her. I've blasted off, look at the state of it. I've blasted off the serial number. So even though I'm leaving the Chibson Headstock, because I might want to sell this for thousands of dollars in a few months' time, only joking, now it's time to put her back together. Without a word from my sponsor. Oh, there aren't any sponsors, but I will mention the fact I'm using Geico lock-in tuners, which actually look very pretty. I like them. They're fine for the chibi. Don't know if I'll put them on my 81 Les Paul, but they'll be fine for this. So thank you very much, Geico. My affiliate link is below. You can go on their website and order some stuff yourself. Got to be honest, they do some lovely gear. But the biggest thank you for this particular episode is to Warman Pickups. Josie Warman has sent me these beauties. They're going to go in. That looks much nicer with the black, doesn't it? Much nicer. Lovely. Thank you very much. They were free. It's not really sponsoring the episode, but I want to say thanks. But if you want to go and get some Warman Pickups yourself, they are my favourite option. They repeatedly lovely. Their humbuckers are phenomenal. The link's below. It's not an affiliate link. It's just I like to send people to good businesses because that's what we do around here. We just spread the love, don't we? So I've got to think about putting this feck pig back together now, haven't I? Got to do a bit of wiring and things. Get it going on. So I think we will start with the tuners. Should we start with the tuners? Oh, hang on a minute. Come back after the break. I'm going to go and have a coffee and we'll screw some tuners on. If that doesn't turn you on, I don't know what will. See you in a minute. Okay, so we're up here at the headstock end. I've moved little Dave. We've repositioned ourselves for camera etiquette. I've taken the liberty of matting up this headstock because it got irretrievably fucked up when I left this in the back of my van once and I didn't realise it was rattling around. Didn't care about the chibi. No one cares about the chibi. She's an old stinky dog. To be fair, I'd probably treat an old stinky dog better. These are not going to press in particularly easily because there's a lot of shit in here. So I'm just going to ream out these holes. I can't get them in. I'm going to use my reamer. Woo! I'm going to ream the holes out. Just like what happened to you on your first night in prison. So she gets a gentle reaming. Nothing too crazy. Just to clean out the crap and so I can feel that is going to press in quite nicely. I can get it half in. That's what I'm looking for there. I've made an executive decision that I'm not going to replace the plastic nut because it is absolutely super glued into within an inch of itself. I think I'm going to destroy more than I need to taking it out. It's not going to make any difference to my tone. It's a piece of shit. So it doesn't matter, does it? To be fair, I didn't have any problems with the nut when it was with a plastic nut. I don't really care that much. I will make sure that the heights are all correctly cut. and I will use some appropriate lubrication. Maybe a bit of man custard, who knows? I don't know what we're gonna throw in there. I might scrape out a bit of the margarine in me sandwiches and pop it in me nut slots. Let's dispel the myth. I've got my headstock cunningly poised on what I would call a mountain of shit from around the workshop. Most important bit is I've got a wedge in here, which is pretty much keeping that headstock supported all the way, because we know all about Gibson headstocks, don't we? There's fuck all wood there. Spoke wheel truss rods for the win, Gibson. Just saying. Just grab a spacer and the hammer. Good afternoon, Peter. So that is a special do for what's it for knocking in ferrules. I don't mean you kids. You can't hit them with things like this. Not while the cameras are rolling anyway. So that is just going to go on there, and I'm going to tap them in. You can, of course, press these in with a drill press, but we're not doing that today, are we? We're blagging it. There. All pressed into my dirty, knackered, chipped out, abused headstock. So we're going to flip her over now and deal with the backside. Get serious. When you're watching all the nice, pretty slow-mos, and all you see is the luthier put the screw in and go, oh. He's edited out the bit where he's going, ah, and all the missy bits. Of course he has. He's made it all look beautiful and pretty. He's Instagramified his screwing. Let's face facts. We're all fucking kippers. Have you ever seen someone drop a screw on YouTube? They've all been down on their hands and knees. They've turned the camera off and they've spent hours searching for screws on the floor. Tell me it's not true. If you're a YouTuber, you tell me it's not true. Oh, I think we're just about lining up. I'll see you when I'm all screwed in. Okay, so we've got our Geiger locking tuners on. That looks quite cool. It's starting to look a bit nasty, isn't it? The back is very shiny. Oh, look at that relic. Oh, so choking on my own bullshit. There we go. We're making a disgusting chippy. So light, this thing. I can't speak anymore. I'm going to clear my throat and I'll see you back on the bench. Right, inside knowledge, many days have passed since I started ripping this thing apart. And I've missed her. I've missed having me chippy in the workshop. She's turned out all right. I've got myself some new knobs that I'm not sure if I like, but I'm going to leave them on there because I can't be bothered at this point. I've also painted my pickup rings so that they are matching black because they look shit in cream. I didn't do a particularly good job of that, but they're all right. They'll do for now. Now we can screw in the arduous task of fixing in our humbuckers, and which I'll zoom through because that's very boring watching and takes ages and infuriates everyone. We'll get them in and then we can get her set up and have a test. There's more dust on this than anything else. This shit eye, it's been in the workshop for ages. I'm trying so hard to get ahead of schedule. It's not easy. I'm going to get these screwed in and then we'll come back. I'm not going to show you screwing in humbuckers because you'll know how to do it. If you do this yourself, you've unscrewed them. The only change I've done is I've added another bridge ground because I couldn't see where it comes through and it wasn't particularly obvious. So I've put another ground in there for me strings, which I'll pop through into the cavity like a pervy 1980s doctor that's checking things that don't really need checking, but he's doing it because he likes a smelly knuckle. Anyway, we're moving it. Where the fuck does this come from? I've no idea. No idea at this point. So we're popping through, walloping through. I'm sorry that Tank Man was delayed this week. Here's a sneaky picture that the painter sent me. So it's coming next week, all right? It's only 1 week delay. I had it sent away and it's been professionally clear coated because I just thought it'd be better. And the geezer uses my gym and comes running with me all fucking year. So I'm getting something back out of a mate, which is very rare, very rare. Anyway, see you in a minute. I'm not even going to film it. I'm going to turn the cameras off and you can just come back when it's done. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you get all the best bits. Many hours of wiring later. So the humble chibi is finished. I had an idea what it was going to look like. It looks better than I thought. It's actually really cool. It looks nothing like it did before. It looks like my Chibson. So what does this tell you? It just tells you that modding guitars is just fun, isn't it? For me, it's like so stress-free to just twat around with a guitar that's not going out to a client. I could just do whatever I wanted. If it looks shit, It didn't matter. It's just an experiment. I just fucked around so that it looked cool with copper humbuckers. And it does. It's so unusual. I've never seen one that looks quite like it. Let's take it down to Fritzl's and give it a play and see what these little bastards sound like, because ultimately that's what this was all about. I'll see you downstairs. Shh, let's be quiet. We don't want to wake up Uncle Joe. Well, it's conclusion time, isn't it? It does sound amazing. I'm really happy with how it sounds. This guitar is a conundrum for me because, like I've said before, I don't bond with anything that I haven't made. If I see a guitar that makes a little bit come out, my brain goes, I want to go and make that or something very much like it. That's how I scratch the itch. If I buy a guitar, it's not staying for long. I've got an 81 Les Paul downstairs, thousands of pounds worth that I bought because it's my birthday guitar. Don't really give a shit about it. Honestly, I could not care less about a guitar, and it's a fucking whopper. It's an umdinger. I'd rather play this. I'm really fond of my Chibson, which makes me a bit of a bastard for having a counterfeit guitar, but she's mine and I love her. The Geiger tuners, let's try and get a bit of, obviously I've scratched away really badly the serial number. Geiger locking tuners, really nice. Are they as good as the Goto ones? Apart from the way that they look not quite the right colour, they're perfectly fine. They work really nicely. My plastic nut, I've lubricated it with a bit of nut monk. I don't know what it's really called, but I used it anyway. I've got black knobs. It's already got dings and scratches in it. Everything you do marks up the paintwork, which is perfect. That's what I'm going for. I've got a matte neck. It's just mine. It's just mine. You've come along for a ride. I've just done something a bit silly and filled a week in the diary because the fucking video's delayed. See you next week for the Tank Man conclusion, and then we're moving on to a very, very special rev star. Oh, it's another sexy one, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I'll see you next week, everyone. Love you lots. Check out the charity below, and check in on your mates. Make sure they're all right. Ask them probing questions. Bye.